Hey folks, this is Lon, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop and the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. One of our duties and our responsibilities as a Compton Entertainment Chamber is to expose as many organizations and good people of Compton as we possibly can. And right now, a young lady's on the line. She's waiting in the dugout. Her name is Adriana. Adriana, how you doing today?
I am doing great. Thank you.
Good to have you on the show. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know how to pronounce the name of your organization. Could you tell us tell us the name and give us tell us about what you do?
Yes, so I live here in Compton. I'm a resident of Compton since 2003. Since 2019, I've been more involved in a little bit of everything in Compton, just because I guess we're all at a place where we want improvement and we want to improve everything. So I became involved with a lot of nonprofits, and also my friend and I started a nonprofit. Well, he started it and I'm helping him with. So the one that we recently started, it's called Hey Leche Foundation. And
Okay.
what we do is that we provide free haircuts to the community. So for like to school events and all that, free haircuts.
Okay. So what does leche mean? Yeah.
Yes, Leche comes from a nickname of the founder of the foundation.
Okay.
That's just his nickname. His name is Thomas. He grew up in a community where he's very light skinned,
Okay.
and in the Latino community, when you're light skinned and you're not brown like everybody around you, they tend to call you that you're like son of the milkman. So Leche,
I
so they
thought
would call him
okay.
so that was that was his nickname, and as he just went for it because he's known by that. He's a very popular barber in LA area, and now that's his nickname, Leche. So he just went for it and said, "Hey, Leche
Oh,
Foundation."
okay. You know, I knew I didn't want to upset nobody, get canceled before I get started good. Leche milk. I'm like, I'm not going there. No, 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 no.
Yeah, so that's his name. So everybody he's known for that. So we're going with that, and so far it's been great. We've done a lot of events in the community, along with Compton Advocates, other East Side writers. They're the ones kind of like who have guided us in getting out there. So we're still trying. We have quite a few events this year coming up. So yeah, that's Hey Leche Foundation.
All right, fantastic. I'm glad to get that out the way. Now, one of the things I want to do is, as the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce, is I like to bring the nonprofits together. Get a calendar of what everybody's doing, and so we can support each other and not overlap each other. And because sometimes you look up and it'll be 5 events in the city at the same time, and you can't get to all of them, and people can't support them, and one of them will get a lot of support, and one of them will get no support. So I think if we had a chance to just compare our calendars before we locked in dates of events or whatever, we can support each other in a much better way, and it would be much more effective for everybody involved.
Definitely. I think that's where we lack. I see the same thing every time there's a back to school giveaway.
Right.
There's like 5 events on one day, and it's the same kids going to all of them. Not that I'm saying they're taking advantage, but it's better if we were to get everybody together, get a bigger amount of money, and reach every kid, not just the ones that can make it. There's kids that have no transportation, no means of getting there. Their parents work on weekends, etc.
Right.
And also for the nonprofits, I've been pitching this idea to everybody I meet, to the city, to the mayor. We need to get all these nonprofits. There's so many nonprofits in Compton, and you only see very few making a difference. And we got to get them all, you
How many,
know,
how many
connected.
how many nonprofits are there in Compton?
I don't know the number, but I know along with churches and nonprofits, there's many, and
Okay.
there's a lot that do and a lot that don't do much. So
Okay.
we really, but I'm not gonna sit here and point fingers at anybody. What I do want to do is just have the ones that are active and bring them together and join forces and become a bigger force.
Okay.
That's what I agree with you.
And that's one of the responsibilities of a chamber of commerce to bring everybody together if we possibly can. The city, business, the community, everybody get together and be on at least try and be on one accord. I know everybody won't get along all the time, but most of the time we do all right. It's just a matter of having the information and knowing what somebody else is doing, so it won't be a competition. it would be more of a compliment to the city as opposed to a competition. It's not a competition at all. It's just a matter of sometimes people just don't communicate, and people start feeling, oh man, why are you doing the same day? I didn't know you were doing something. So,
yeah.
and that's as a promoter of parties. Sometimes you can get real people get real sensitive about doing things in the same day as like you're trying to hurt them or something. Not trying to hurt you. I just didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that one of our nonprofits in the city that's doing a big difference is Compton Advocates.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you met Candace, but
Yeah,
Candace is
I'm trying to
amazing.
interview her next. We keep missing each other.
She actually is doing an event for all the nonprofits. She did it last year, and she's going to do it again soon this year. I think she just gave us a date of where we all meet, come together, and we have like this all day kind of like resources for all the nonprofits.
Okay.
So last year, maybe a good 10 nonprofits showed up, and it was a good turnout.
Okay.
But I just want to bring up this flyer. This is a good community resource for where a lot of the nonprofits are going to be there, and it's happening April 29th.
April 29th. Okay.
April 29th. So we're going to be there. There's you can see a huge list right below all the people on the flyer
Okay.
holding hands. There's a huge list of nonprofits and organizations that will be there providing resources. So this already is a huge event that's going to make a big difference.
That's good. I'm glad to see that. I didn't know that. Okay. I'm not on her email list yet. I will. I'm gonna reach out for her again. We supposed to get to do an interview last week, and we both our schedules got messed up. So she's definitely on my interview list. And I just think we just definitely have to work together if we're going to make this thing better. I just got back from New York on a project for the city of Compton. And one of the things that we all one of the conclusions we came to in the 5-day program is that the Compton communication lines are not together. People don't know what's going on with the city council. Sometimes things happen, improvements are made, nobody knows. Everybody gets frustrated, and it's just a matter of communication. So one of the things we're doing right now, I'm working with a couple of with the Compton Hub City Reporter, the newspaper. We're going to bring a newspaper to Compton, and we're also working on a television channel so we can bring some of these things to make it streamable, and it won't just depend on Facebook and Instagram to get our messages out. So
yeah, and make sure you the only thing is that I really hope that you can help reach is our Latino community, where it's the majority. We need Spanish. The city's been doing a little bit better at putting everything out and translated.
okay.
But Spanish, I also help another group. It's called Vecinos Unidos for Compton.
Okay.
So Vecinos Unidos for Compton was started by Yolanda. She's a community leader. And it's, I think, 7,000 strong. And pretty much everything that gets put out from the city or any nonprofits, it gets translated to Spanish. That's if it's not already translated,
Okay.
and gets shared to our page on Facebook and also on Instagram. And it's a great source. We get a lot of traffic there, and it's only 7,000. There's a huge amount of Latinos in Compton, but I think that that's another lack that our Latinos are now voting in Compton. It's very sad. The numbers, we've seen it on the elections, and that's a whole other discussion. But if we were to be more proactive with the Latino community instead of Latinos having to migrate to Lingwood to go take advantage of the events there, because I've done it myself. Because there's not enough resources. For example, Fiestas Patrias, which is indifferent. I know we're in the United States and everything, but we keep our roots real and along with the Latino, and we like celebrating our Independence Day of Mexico, which is September 15th, 16th. We love Cinco de Mayo is not a real holiday for the Latinos, but we celebrate it. As long as there's, somewhere to go party, you celebrate it. And of course, the holidays, there's a big tradition of posadas, and the city of Compton has flagged in making that a big event for Latinos. And I think if we were to make it more visible for them and have all that, for them to feel integrated, I think we'll have a huge difference. And maybe that's the way we can wake up the sleeping giant, which is the Latinos, and have them vote. Because that's why our city is lacking making progress because we're now voting and we're voting in the wrong people.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. I I when I think about Compton over the years, and I see the improvements. I see some of the things that fell off. And I think again, it's just a lack of communication on both parts. We definitely would like to talk to you. I know I definitely want to talk to you about more about definitely having some Latino representation on the channel as well. That's something that's very important to us because we definitely know we there's two sides of Compton, but there's no reason why we can't communicate. In fact, I need to learn how to speak Spanish anyway. Okay.
Yes, but we got to do an interview in Spanish now. I'll
Ah,
interview you.
okay. That sounds like fun. Where you guys located?
Hey Leche Foundation, we don't have a space. We're
Okay, but
just doing it on our own from our
barbershop
homes.
located.
Yeah.
Where's his barbershop? He has a barbershop.
Oh yes, he has a barber shop in downtown LA,
Okay,
and it's called Downtown Leche.
okay, okay,
And it's amazing. So he has a huge following on Instagram, and he does training and all that. So everybody that comes out and helps out for haircuts are well-known barbers that volunteer their
okay,
time.
okay.
They volunteer their time, come and give back. And if you go on our page, Hey Leche Foundation, you see our pictures there. It's just priceless, seeing the little kids smile, just getting a fresh, nice haircut. And we cut every type of hair.
Okay. Now, how often do you cut hair for your foundation?
Uh, we uh, we just try to we push as many events. So, for example, this community resource event,
Okay,
we've done it every year since they started.
okay,
East Side Riders, if they have an event, we join forces with them.
okay,
We've done events in Watts, so as much as we can, or if they hear from us, last year I think we did a good like 5 to 6 events in the year.
okay.
We want to do more, but of course, sometimes getting barbers there or the event that date and time doesn't coordinate. But for the most, we're always there and try to support. And we don't charge. It's everything's for free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you do your barber? Do you do your hair cutting in conjunction with backpack giveaway, or that's separate?
No, we last year we no, I don't yeah, I think it was last year we did with Eastside Riders. We joined forces with them while they were giving out the backpacks outside and supplies. We were doing haircuts inside of their location. They're in Compton as well. They have a Watts location and a Compton location, and we had I think maybe a good 10 barbers there, and we were working hard.
I think the East Side Riders were with us at the at the casino. We do car shows over at the casino sometimes.
Mhm.
I think they were over there with us as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eastside Riders, they're amazing. Eastside Riders is making a huge difference. John Jones, he's amazing. He's a great. He's wants to make a difference, and he's actually just launched a program for loaning electric bicycles to people in the community for trial.
Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta. So that's what I do. That's how I find. That's how we. Hey, Leche Foundation. That's how we go about finding places where to be. We see that they're having an event. We call them up and say, "Hey, let's team up. Do you need, haircuts for the kids?" We're there, and then that's how we start networking and hopefully get big enough so that we can start getting an establishment and also hopefully soon getting some grants in so that we can have the best equipment. Right now, all we use is just foldable chairs, and every barber brings their own equipment.
Okay.
Our dream is to own our own chairs that we can travel barber chairs,
Right.
and
Right.
a better experience.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. I really am. I see you around a lot. I haven't had a chance to. I think I met you once before. My partner was like, "If you call Adriana," I said, "No, I haven't. I'm gonna call her today." I just
Oh,
spoke to her.
she's amazing. We were talking at Mr. Spicer's event,
Right.
and I was just telling her like we gotta like if you guys need help about doing events for the Latino community, that's what we need to push the most. Not, and I'm not saying only Latino. all for every Black and Latino community, because we just have to join forces, and we gotta make improvements in the city.
One of the things I do every year is I do a prostate cancer walk. I'm a prostate cancer survivor, and
Awesome.
most people don't realize that a prostate cancer affects Black and brown men more than anybody else.
Mhm.
Okay, but
Yeah.
Black and brown men are so proud when it comes to their behinds. The fingers they run, but the fingers are not an issue anymore. And I try to do the best I can to bring prostate cancer awareness to save lives, because of all the cancers that people can acquire, prostate cancer and skin cancer are the most curable if they're caught early. And too many men of color are dying unnecessarily because of lack of knowledge. And that's one of my things. I'll definitely reach out for you. We have our next event planned. It's going to be in Cal State Dominguez Hills. This will be our third or fourth one. Anyway, I know we're coming up there, but we do it in September, Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and I'd love to have you team up with us to make something happen. We definitely need some brown representation, baby.
Yes,
Definitely.
actually, and that will even be awesome. We if it's allowed, we can bring some barbers that volunteer. You go get your check and then get a haircut, and make it a little bit easier on them.
Okay, that's fair. See, that's how community works. Okay,
Yes.
you bring that's like a big party. You bring what I bring what you bring, and we have a party. Okay.
Yes, yes, and there's so many resources. I go on. There's a huge amount of groups on Facebook that do free this, Compton, all about Compton, just different things about Compton, right?
Right.
But on those, don't believe everything that's in those groups. There's good information, there's bad information, there's gossip, there's fights, there's everything.
Yeah.
But I do believe that those groups are a good source to promote our events, because that's where the community mostly goes to find out about events. But
Right.
we also need to communicate it very well and make it transparent of everything that's going on in the city. But a lot of the city officials don't know about all those groups, and there's quite a few. And it could be a little overwhelming following so many groups, because then it kind of loads your feed. But you
Right.
can always just check into those groups, and there's a lot of traffic there.
Well, I'm gonna give you a personal invitation for the event I'm doing on March 24th at the Dollar House Center. I have a documentary. Did you see the Super Bowl 2 years ago with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that Super Bowl halftime show, Dr. Dre stood on one of my nightclubs, Eve After Dark. It was the club I had a few years ago. I just retired from there a couple of years ago, and I did a documentary about that. And Lily Darden and I are hosting an event on March 24th at 1 o'clock at the Dollar House Center. We'll be showing the documentary. It's going to be we call it the movie and a mixer for the chamber. And if you're available, please come out. Bring some people with you. It's
Yes,
gonna be a great
definitely.
event. Okay.
Awesome. That'll be great. And then I also hope you unite all of these businesses. There's like so many businesses in Compton that could give back, that should be giving back, or that want to give it back, but they just haven't found a place where they can unite. And I know that is there such thing as are you the only one, a Compton of Entertainment Chamber of Commerce? Because I know I've heard of the Latino Chamber of Commerce, but I really haven't done much with them, just because um, I I don't think they promote as much as well as they should. But are you the only one now, or how
Well,
many is the Chamber of
right
Commerce?
now in Compton, to my knowledge, there are 5 entertainment chamber of commerces.
Wow,
No, 5 chambers. Five
five.
chambers. I'm the only entertainment chamber. I know there's 2 Latino chambers, and there's one Compton chamber, one Compton business chamber, and the Compton entertainment chamber, which is mine. And right now, I'm pretty active on social media, and like I said, we're also creating platforms to disseminate information in the city of Compton and around the world, so people can see Compton in a different light. People still look at Compton as old Compton from 1992 or 93 or whatever the case may be.
Yes,
Compton has changed a lot. It really frustrates me when I do an interview or talk to somebody. Oh man, where the gangbangers hang out at? Man, gangbangers are kind of playing out a little bit in Compton. They're not as prominent as you think they are. So they don't see the change. They don't see the community. They don't see the mesh of the black and the brown communities together. They don't see anything. All they know is what they saw back in the day. And I want to change that. So I definitely partner with you and make some things happen.
Yeah, and is it okay if I announce our upcoming event? We're actually having a fundraising event. It's pretty much going to be in our home, in my home in Compton. I'll put out the flyer and I'll send it to you.
Please do.
We're just going to kind of do April 2nd from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., kind of like a all-day party. And we are just going to try to raise funds. We got to get these backpacks and supplies to all these kids. And if we are not able to join forces with someone, at least we could reach quite a few students to supply them with as much as they need.
When you get a chance to, I have an app that a lot of people are subscribing to called the Compton Entertainment app, available on Android and iPhones. If you download that app and send me the flyer, I will put it on my app and people will see it. They'll get a push notification on their phones that something is going on. Just like this interview will be on there as well. So
awesome. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, we're gonna have. I'm just gonna put my phone here, but it's pretty much all if you like Mexican food.
I love that.
And it's gonna be a great fundraiser for us.
Diet, but it's okay. I'll sacrifice it for one day. Anything else you want to talk about there?
What else can we talk about? Just waking up our community. Please vote. Please vote. When I know elections are a little far now because we recently had elections, but all I ask is for people to raise their voice and make a difference. I forgot to mention I'm also a block club leader. Street. I am one of the co-president, I guess, from the McMillan Connection, and I represent our street, McMillan, East McMillan Street.
Okay.
We're right off of like by Walmart area. So we created a block club. What helped me, what drove us to do the block club was that we were meeting to build a pocket park right down the street from our house. That pocket park hasn't worked out at all, but it ended up bringing us together. So I've lived in our home since 2009. This is a crazy story. 2009, and it was 2019, and I probably only knew about 3 of my neighbors.
Okay.
And after we had the meeting, I met maybe 15 of my neighbors, and then we liked the meeting, and I was the one translating everything in Spanish, and my neighbor Amadi Williams was doing everything in English, and we joined forces, and we started meeting every month, and now I know maybe a good 60% of my neighbors, and it's amazing. And we have a group text, a group chain, and we got our street repaved. We see something, we get it done. We recently we had a trouble home that was having balloon parties. They were getting high with balloon parties.
Okay.
Nitro or something like that.
Right.
And we had hundreds. This was like over a year ago. Hundreds of kids taking over our street in the middle of the night, maybe around from 12:30 in midnight till like 4 in the morning, taking over our block. Kids coming from different areas getting drugged, being dragged out because they were so drugged. And finally, we made noise. We brought it up, and the people that were doing that were renters, and finally got evicted.
Okay.
So things like this that make a huge difference for your community. If you're not happy with something, create a block club. A block club has made a huge difference in our community. I know my neighbors a lot better. I drive down the street waving at everybody because we now know each other, and it's just been a blessing for us, for our street, and it's been such a great outcome.
All right, there you go. See, I learned something new today. Thank you very much, Adriana. Adriana from the Lehe Foundation. Yes, it means milk. I'm not crazy. I knew I don't know Spanish, but I know leche. Okay.
Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for having me, and I hope we can do this again.
All right, let's do it again, dear. All right, folks. Thank you very much, Adriana. Have a good day. That was Adriana, folks, from the Lehe Foundation. I met her a few weeks ago at Councilman Spicer's event over in Carson, and she seemed like a very nice lady. I had to have her on the show. Look, I'm trying to bring people in Compton together. Like I said, we're doing the streaming channel, Compton Entertainment Channel. We're also working with Charles Jackson from the Hub City Reporter. We got information that needs to be disseminated, and if we don't get it out there, nobody will. So support the channel, Support the paper. It's coming soon, folks. We fight to get it out here in the next 10 days. So I know I've talked about it before, but it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. In the meantime, I'll see y'all again shortly. Thank you very much. Peace.